my yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach, and welcome to my crochet channel. Now today is Friday Fun Day, and I've had Mother's Day on my mind because it's coming next month. And I thought, what a great idea to make some simple and fun little granny square soap bags that you can put a bar of soap inside for using in the shower. Now the neat thing about these is you put the soap inside, you can put the water on it, bubble it all up, wash your body with it, or you can just store your extra or leftover pieces of soap and put those in there so that you don't waste them. All right, and I love this little idea of the little granny square bag. The granny squares are made with half double crochets instead of double crochets, so they're just a little bit smaller to make our bag just a little bit smaller. But this also makes a nice little gift bag if you want to give a gift card or maybe just a piece of jewelry or just something small. Makes a nice little gift bag too. It measures about 4.5 inches across and it's about 5 inches tall. And we just make 2 granny squares. We stitch them together and then we stitch around the top, make a drawstring. Super easy. And you can hang the drawstring on the faucet in your shower or your bathtub. Or maybe if you have one of those racks in the corner, you know, the wire racks, you can hang it on there as well. Take the soap out of it, rinse it out, hang it up, and it will dry. Because we made it out of cotton. I really suggest you use cotton. A lot of people do like to use acrylic because acrylic yarn doesn't get that smell that sometimes if cotton is left and not dried gets. So what I do with mine is every week when I grab all the towels to wash, I grab these too. That way they get a good wash with the towels and a good dry in the dryer to kill whatever germs might be in there. Now you can find the complete pattern with pictures on my blog, and as always, I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. To make the little granny square soap bag, you're going to need some medium weight number 4 cotton yarns. And I've got a few I've assembled here because I want to use some different colors. Here I used a solid white, a solid purple, and then a variegated purple and pink around the edges. I thought it looked really pretty for a gift for a mom, but I'll probably keep that one. Maybe not. But I just got some of this turquoise left from our other project. I've got a variegated here that has some turquoise and some light blue. I've got some light blue and some white. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do them yet. We'll do that as we go along. But you're going to need a total of about 2 ounces of a medium weight number 4 cotton yarn. If you prefer acrylic yarn, which is okay, you're still going to need about 2 ounces of a medium weight number 4 yarn. We're going to use our H hook, 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a needle for weaving in ends and a pair of scissors. Now this is a good stash buster, so you can get in your stash of medium weight cottons and come up with some really fun soap bags. Make a bunch, keep them for guests, and you've got gifts when people stay in your home. You're going to need 2 of these half double crochet granny squares for our bag. I've already made one. This one is a light blue with the white. All right, and we're going to make another one, only I'm going to use the darker teal or turquoise just to mix it up a little bit. They don't have to match. All right, so I made my slip knot and I'm going to chain 5. We're going to join our chain 5 into a circle. So I'll put that tail of yarn through that loop and snug this down. And then I'll make that stay knot so that my loop doesn't come undone. Now, if you prefer to use the magic circle or another method to make your circle or beginning loop, that's totally fine. We're going to go in, pull up a loop, and chain 1. All right, now we're going to make 2 half double crochets. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 of those loops. So there's 1, 2, and we're going to chain 1. And we'll do this 3 more times. 2 half double crochets, chain 1, 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and 2 half double crochets. Chain 1. Now we'll join to that first half double crochet with a slip stitch, then we'll slip stitch in that next one, and then we'll go right in that first chain 1 space and chain 1. All right, now you'll notice there is a hole. I stitched over my tail of yarn, so I'm just going to give that just a little bit of a pull. And I'm going to go ahead and weave this in just to get it done. But with changing colors, we'll have a little bit of weaving in to do. Now, you do not have to change colors if you want to make the whole granny square just one color. That would be really pretty also. All right, let's get that weaved in good. So now we have 4 sets of 2 half double crochets, chain 1. Now I'm going to be changing colors on row 2. So I'm going to take that chain 1 out and bring in my next color. I'm going to leave the first color attached because I'll be bringing it back in. There we go. Make sure we chain 1 with our new color. Snug that down. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do in this first chain 1 space is we're going to stitch 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, and 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and then chain 1. Let's make sure this stays snug down back over here. There we go. All right, so now we'll move over to the next chain 1 space and we'll stitch 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, and 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and chain 1. And then we'll repeat that on these last 2 corners. All right, my last chain 2, or chain 1 space, not chain 2. We're only chaining 1 because we don't want the holes to be too big. All right, so now we're going to come over here and join to this first half double crochet. And that's the way it should look. Now, if it's not staying, you can go ahead and do this. And what I do on the back side is I take that tail of yarn and I just do what I call a stay knot. It's just to hold it in place until we get to the next row. And then once we're finished, we can come in and weave it all in. All right, so now this is the way, we'll hide that little tail so no one sees it, that row 2 should look. And I know that's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to put my hand under it. And now you can see we've got 4 sets of 2 half double crochet, chain 1, 2 half double crochet, chain 1. All right, so we join to our half double crochet. We're going to slip stitch in that next half double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch in the chain 1 space. And then bring in our color 2, because we're changing to color 2 for row 3. All right, so we'll go in and chain 1 and stitch 2 half double crochets. 1, whoopsie, 2, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. Then we'll chain 1 and we'll go to that next chain 1 space and stitch 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2 and chain 1, and that brings us to the next chain 1 space in the next corner. And then we stitch 2 half double crochets, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2, chain 1 and then 2 half double crochets in that chain 1 space. There we go. And chain 1. All right, and then we'll just repeat this on these last 2 sides. So I completed that on that last side there. So we have 4 corners of 2 half double crochet, chain 1, 2 half double crochet with the chain 1 and then 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space with a chain 1. All right, so I slip stitched to the corner and I switched back to my color 1. All right, now I'm done with my teal color, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off just to get that out of the way, because we're going to finish up with our white. And again, you can make this square all in one color. It's totally fine. All right, so we're going to go in that corner, do our little chain 1, make sure everything's snug down, and then we're going to stitch our 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and then we have 2 chain 1 spaces here, so we'll stitch 2 half double crochets, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and then we'll go to the next corner and repeat. 2 half double crochets, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets. Chain 1, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 1 and 2 half double crochets, and chain 1. Okay, and then we'll just repeat that on these last 2 sides and join back to our first half double crochet. So I have completed round 4. I've got both of them done, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip off the white, and I'm going to do a row of single crochet using my variegated around both of my squares. Okay, so we're going to bring in our variegated yarn. We're only going to do 1 single crochet, chain 1 and 1 single crochet in the corner. All right, and then we're going to place a single crochet in the 2, get in there, half double crochets, and then we'll place a single crochet in the chain 1 space. And we're going to do this all the way across the row. If I can get my hook in there. There we go. All right. 1, 2, 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, 1 single crochet in those 2 single crochets, and that brings us to the chain 1 space where we stitch a single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet. All right, so now we're going to do that on this side. So we'll go right in that first single crochet. There we go, 1 in the first 2, and then 1 in the chain 1 space. And we'll do this all the way across. There we go. And this is going to give us a nice little edge to stitch the front and the back together. All right, so what we're doing is we're placing a single crochet, chain 1 single crochet in the 4 corners, and then 1 single crochet in each half double crochet and 1 single crochet in each chain 1 space all the way around, and then we'll join back to that first single crochet, and we'll do that on this square as well as our second square. So here's the first square we completed. Here's the second one, and we left our yarn attached, and that's because we're going to put the 2 together. So you're going to take your 2 squares and you're going to put your backs together with the right sides facing out. All right, and so now we're going to join them together. And we're going to use this row of single crochet and stitch down, across, and then back up to form the bottom of our bag. All right, so we'll go in that first chain 2 space. There we go. And we'll just do that simple slip stitch to get them together. All right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and then slip stitch in the next, going through both sides. All right, so chain 1, skip 1, slip stitch in the next, chain 1, skip 1, slip stitch in the next. And we'll do this working all the way around the side, the bottom, and then back up the bag. Chain 1, skip 1, slip stitch in the next. Real simple construction. And you'll just go all the way around. You won't do any extras in the corners. You're just going to go around. Moving around that corners and the bag. Okay, and we'll go all the way around. That's going to make it have nice rounded corners on the 2 bottom, and then we'll work it all the way back up here. Slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1, slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1, all the way around up to here. So I have stitched the front and back together using slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1, all the way around. I'm up here to the top, and this is the opening of our bag, and we're going to do this around the opening of our bag, only we're not going to, of course, sew it shut. All right, so I'll go right in there, slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1, slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1, all the way around the top opening of our bag. Slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1. There we go. Slip stitch, chain 1, skip 1. And I'm going to go in that chain 1 space there on the corner just to make sure that's not going to come undone. We want to make sure it stays put. So I've stitched around the top of my bag. I'm going to join to that first slip stitch and chain 1. So now we have that same trim around the top of our bag, and we can build up in order to form the top portion where we're going to do the drawstring. All right, now we're ready to begin building up the top of our bag. So we're going to half double crochet in that first, chain 1 space and chain 1. Then we'll half double crochet in that next, chain 1 space and chain 1. And we'll do this working all the way around our bag. Half double crochet, chain 1, we're skipping the slip stitch, and then half double crochet in the next, chain 1 space. There we go. all the way around. And we'll join back over here to our first half double crochet. So we stitched a half double crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces and chained 1 all the way around, joined back to our first half double crochet and chain 1. Now what we're going to do on this last row is we're going to half double crochet in each of the half double crochets and half double crochets in each of the chain 1 spaces. So we have a nice solid row of half double crochets at the top of our bag. There we go. Half double crochet in each of the half double crochets, half double crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces. And we're going to use those chain 1 spaces after we get our drawstring made, and we'll put our drawstring through those chain 1 spaces. So we'll do this all the way around, join back to our first half double crochet, and our bag will be finished, except of course for the drawstring. So I've completed this last row. We had that solid row of half double crochets on the front and back of our bag going all the way around. So we're going to cut our yarn, and of course we're going to just weave this in. I'm going to grab that loop, pull it to the inside of the bag and tie off so we have a nice neat finish on the front. And then I have a little bit of weaving in to do where I changed colors, and then I'm going to show you how to make the drawstring and put it in your bag. Alright, let's make our drawstring. Now I decided to make it out of the white. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start with a little bit longer of a tail. That way we have a little bit of fringe on the end of our drawstring. Okay, so then we'll just make our slip knot, and we're going to chain 50 chains. I've chained 50 chains, and this isn't a real long drawstring, and I do recommend that you don't do a real long one if you have kids that are going to be taking a bath where this is going to be hanging, because for some reason kids like to wrap things around their necks. They think it's funny, and we want to keep them safe. All right, so once you've chained your 50 chains, you're going to cut your yarn off, and again give yourself a little bit of room there on the end of your drawstring. And so now we have our drawstring. Now you can decide to put your drawstring in the front. I like it on the side as I think it hangs better. So what I do is I take the end of my crochet hook and I go in and out of those chain 1 spaces. My hook's a little thick. There we go. And then I just pull that string through. All right. And then we'll just keep doing that on the back side. Until we get back around where we started. I like doing it this way. I think it works good. It makes it kind of easy to get it through all those holes too. Alrighty. Oopsie. There we go. All right, so now I've got it through. I'm going to give it a pull. Nice size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot that's as close to the end of these 2 ties as possible. And then I'm going to do it again. That way it's not going to come out. It's going to stay knotted. Nice tight knot. All right, then I'll go ahead and trim these even. And then I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to open up the ends of those so that it frays a little bit. See how that just sort of frays? And it will do it on its own anyway, but I like to do it. I think it's fun. It gives it just a little bit of a fringy look or a tassel look. All right, see, isn't that cute? So now I have 2 soap bags made that I can give as gifts. Aren't they fun? This one I like how I did it different on one side than the other, where this one's the same. And it's fun to get in your yarn stash and come up with some different colors. And just think, if you have someone that's getting married or getting their apartment for the first time or going off to college, you can find out what colors their towels are for their bathrooms, or what their designs are, and make some that match their designs. It would be great as a gift in a gift bag with lots of soaps and shampoos and lotions as a gift. Just a great addition to any gift giving, because people love soap bags.